Now today, we're going to be multiplying mixed numbers. To multiply a fraction and a whole number, first write the whole number as a fraction, because you're going to have whole numbers, you're going to have mixed numbers. So first we're going to look at whole numbers. So this 4 really means 4 over 1. So I'm going to rewrite this just so that it's lined up nice and neat. And you notice in adding and subtracting fractions, we like to stack them up. Whenever you're multiplying and dividing, you want them side by side. So I look at this and I go, oh, now this is easy. I know how to do this. 3 times 4 is 12, and 5 times 1 is 5. Now, when you do fractions and multiply fractions and whole numbers or fractions and mixed numbers, you're going to get improper fractions. So now I have to simplify. 5, so I go 12 divided by 5. 5 goes into 12 2 times. Bring it down. And so my answer is 2 whole, and then my remainder is 2, and my denominator is the same, and it's 5. So the answer is a fraction of 4 wholes equals 2 2/5. It makes that whole number go down because you're just taking a fraction of it. So let's practice this. So pretend like this 6 is over 1, so I'm going to rewrite it 2/3 times 6 over 1, and 3/4, 5 over 1 times 5 over 1, and do these problems, and you're going to need to simplify, and then come back and see if you got it right. So my work is shown. The 6 wholes become 6 over 1. 2 times 6 is 12, and 3 times 1 is 3. And then to simplify that, I divide 12 divided by 3, which equals 4. And let's see. Okay. And 3/4 times 5 over 1. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 1 is 4. And then I'm going to divide 15 divided by 4. 15 divided by 4 goes in 3 times. And with 3 left over and 4 as my denominator. So 3 3/4. So that's all good. Now, the last thing that you're going to learn to multiply is a fraction times a mixed number, or 2 mixed numbers times each other. So this is going to be a fraction times a mixed number. So you cannot multiply this separated out. You can't do that. So you have to multiply this, you have to turn it into an improper fraction. That's what this says. To multiply a fraction and a mixed number, first write the mixed number as an improper fraction. So I have 3/5, and then I want to turn this into an improper fraction. So 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14, and that's over 3. My denominator stays the same, so I've just changed this to an improper fraction. And now, if you remember from yesterday's lesson, it would be easiest to cross cancel here so that I'm not dealing with as big of numbers. And I'm going to do that. I've got a 3 and a 3, so I'm going to make that a 1 and a 1. And so I multiply across. 1 times 14 is 14. 5 times 1 is 5. And so my improper fraction is 14/5. And that's what I'm going to get whenever I do a mixed number times a fraction. I'm going to, most of the time, get a improper fraction. And our answers have to be simplified, so they have to be as a mixed number. So I would do 14 divided by 5. 5 goes into 14 2 times. And then subtract and bring down the 4. And so that becomes whole number 2. And then 4 is my remainder out of 5. So that's the answer to that one. So now's a couple for you to practice with. So remember to turn this into an improper fraction, then multiply straight across. Look for opportunities to cross cancel if you don't want to be simplifying at the end. Same thing here, improper fraction, multiply across. Come back and check your answers. Okay, so isn't this one interesting? It was 2/3 times 3/2. This cross canceled, so it was really just 1 times 1 and 1 times 1, which is all 1. And that's what this says. And so then this one, 3/5 times 4 times 5 is 20, plus 3 is 23, 23/4. So 3 times 23 is 69, and 5 times 4 is 20. And then I have to divide 69 divided by 20, and I get 3 and 9 left over and 9/20ths. So that's my answer. So you're also going to see these in word problems, of course. Alvin ate 5/8 of a pizza. If there were 24 slices of pizza, how many slices did Alvin eat? And a key word in these multiplication, especially multiplication of fractions problems, is this word of. This word of. Because of means multiply. So it's saying 5/8 times 24. And 24 is a whole number, of course, so we're going to put it over 1. Well, look at this. I can do all this multiplication and all this division, but I'm going to see if I can cross cancel. So I say, what does anything go into 5 and 1? No. Does anything go into 8 and 24? Well, 8 does. So I can divide by 8 and get 1, divide by 8 and get 3. And now it's 5 times 3 is 15, and 1 times 1 is 1, and so that's just 15 slices. He ate a lot of pizza. So, and 5/8, you know, is over half of the pizza, so it would be over 12 pieces, and of course it was 15. So finally, you have your homework check, and you've got a whole number times a fraction, and a mixed number times a mixed number. And see if any of these you can cross cancel to make the math a little easier. And then you have a word problem. So do this on your homework form and see how you do.